So welcome everyone to the part 3 of Git and GitHub tutorial. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the remaining Git commands which we didn't covered in the previous video. So first, we'll see Git branch command. We are on master branch by default. This is the main branch we start with. So we can make multiple branches like this. This is one branch and this is another branch. And we can move from one branch to another using git checkout command, which we have already discussed in the previous video. If you have any doubt regarding that, go check out the video. Now we'll discuss about branches. So basically we have one branch by default, that is master branch, and we can create different branches, and every branch is independent of its commits and also code changes. If we are on this branch and if we create one file and if we change some changes, if we make some changes and commit it, it is unavailable to this branch. Like this branch doesn't know the work done in this branch. So, and if we create a new feature branch, this is one branch, and if we create some files and commit them, and these commits and these files are unavailable to the remaining branches, and these are not known to other branches, and the changes made on this branch do not affect the other branches. Like if every person work on their own feature on their branch, and they can do that independently until the feature becomes stable. And if this feature works perfectly, then we can merge this branch into the main branch, into the main branch which is in production. Like master branch is live in production. We just can't make any random changes on master branch without knowing if it works perfectly or right. So that's the reason we use different branches. So now we'll see this fun idea which will be useful for understanding Git branching, to be precise. So this is the master branch. Let us think this is the master branch, and this is one branch. Let it be something like a hard glasses branch. Let it be some name. And this is another branch. And here, this is the main branch. And in this branch, we have made some changes. Like we have added goggles to this animal, and sorry, whatever it may be. Okay. And in this branch, we have added hat. So the changes we made here do not affect here, and also which do not affect this branch also, and until we merge them. Like every branch is independent of each other, and this made this change. If you merge them, if you merge this branch, and if you also merge this branch into the main branch, all the changes reflect here. Until then, there are no changes. No changes are reflected in the master branch. After merging these two branches into the main branch only, we can see the changes. Like a hat is added, and also these goggles are added. So that's the main motto of branching. Please don't mind. This is just a fun activity, and just to know branching in a much better way. So please don't mind. Okay. Yeah. So now we'll see how branches work live. Yeah. So we are on branch master. This is the branch master. Like here we can see that using git status command, we can see we are on branch master, and there are nothing to commit because everything is committed before. And once we'll see the git log. Yeah. We have done some changes before. These are 3 commits we have made already. So now, we'll create one branch. Git branch. Let it be development branch, dev. Yeah. Now we'll see the branches. Git branch. Yeah. Now it shows dev here, right? And this arrow specifies that we are on that particular branch. And also in git bash, we can see here. We can see the branch on which we are on. So we are on branch master only. We have just created this development branch. We have just created that branch. we didn't move to this development branch. So in order to move to that particular development branch, we need to use this checkout command, git checkout development, dev. Yeah. Yeah. Switch to branch development. Now you can observe the change here. Now we are on this development branch. We are not on master branch. So if we make some changes here, we are adding one more file. Let it be base.html. What we'll add? Let it be some random thing. Yeah. We are adding some paragraph tag. Just we can add anything. Just for reference, I'm doing this. And we'll save this file, and also we'll commit it. Now we'll see the status here. Yeah, this is an untracked file, so we need to add this file into the staging area. We have discussed completely the git add commands and git staging area and all in the previous video. If you haven't checked that out, go and check it out. So we are adding that file into the staging area, git add dot. Yeah, now we'll see the status. Now we have added this base.html file into the staging area. Now we need to commit it. Git commit -m. What will change? Okay. In the development branch, in dev branch. Yeah, it's okay. Let it be anything. It's just a message. Yeah, now we have committed. Now we'll see the log, git log. We'll see the history of commits. Yeah, so in this branch, we have this commit also. This commit is not changed in the master branch. Like if we check that out, we'll go to the master branch and check if this commit exists or not. We'll go to the master branch, git checkout master. Using this checkout command, we can move from one branch to another branch, git checkout master. Observe the changes here. Like we have this base.html in this development branch, but we don't have that base.html in the master branch. Just check it out. Get checkout master. Yeah. So you see here, like base.html is deleted. And there is no base.html here, base.html file here, because we haven't created any such file in this branch. We have just created that file in one particular branch. So the changes which we have done in the previous branch are not affected in this branch until and unless we merge that branch into the main branch. And here we'll see the status also. There won't be anything because we didn't made any changes to this master branch, right? So we are on branch master and nothing to commit, working pretty clean. Observe here, base.html file is deleted because we don't have any such file in this master branch. Okay. Now, if we are ready to bring this dev branch live into production, we merge the dev branch into the master branch using merge command, git merge dev. Now we are merging this development branch into the master branch. We are in the master branch only, so we are just merging this development branch. Yeah. Now you can see here. Now you can see this base.html file because we have merged this development branch into the main branch. So the file which we have created in the dev branch exists in this main branch also after merging. Just remember, after merging, this file exists in the main branch as well. Until then, we didn't find any base.html file. So now we'll see the git status. Sorry. Yeah, on branch master, nothing to commit, working clean, working tree clean. Now we'll see the history of commits. Before we didn't find any this command. Before we didn't find this base.html commit, right? Now we'll see that if that exists or not. If yeah, so this is this thing also had this is also there in master now, because we have merged the development branch into the master branch. So every changes which are made into that branch also exists here because we have merged it. Yeah. So that's about the branches. And now we'll look into git ignore. Basically, git ignore is a file. Like if we have some files like secret key. Like if we have some secret key in our files, and we don't want this file to be exposed to the exposed in production, and we don't want anyone to see this key. So in order to do that, we will be having dot git ignore. We need to create this dot git ignore file. So this is the file in which this file is not tracked by git, because we in the name itself we have git ignore, right? So this file is not tracked by git. So in order to make our this secret key, this file to not available for tracking by git, we'll add this secret key.txt file in this git ignore. Secret key dot text, and also we'll add this wait, we'll check the status here. Git status. Now we have this secret key dot text and git ignore. These are untracked files only, but it's saying that use git add command to track these files. But the main motto of using this dot git ignore file is not to track this file only, right? So we'll include this secret key dot text file, and we'll save this. Yeah. We'll save this file also. Yeah. Now we'll see the status now. Yeah, because as we have added the secret.txt file in git ignore, so this file is ignored by our git. That's why it is not showing that secret this file name here. And also, if you don't want to include this git ignore file as well, we'll include that also in this dot ignore file. Git ignore. We'll save it. And we'll see the status now. Yes. So these two files are not tracked by git now, because we have included the secret key file and this git ignore file also in the git ignore file. So that's the reason. That's the reason git is not tracking these two files. So in this way, we can secure our keys if we have any in our project. So these are not shown by our git, and these are not tracked by our git. So these are the secured files here. So that's about git ignore file. So now if we want to push the code into our GitHub repository, so now until now we are working on our local repository, and if you want to push the code into our GitHub, that's a remote repository. So we'll use git push command. So first, in order to do that, first we need to create a remote repository in our GitHub account. So we'll go to our GitHub account and create one repository. It may be private or it may be public. So give some name, git basics. I'm giving git basics name, git basics as a name for this repository. Git basics tutorial. It be anything. Yeah. So it's optional. You can give the description for this repository. It's optional, obviously. You can make this as a private, or you can make this as public as well. I'm as of now I'm making that as a private, and create repository. Now we have created this repository on GitHub. This is known as a remote repository. Now these files which we have created already, we are adding these files into the GitHub in order to store these files in GitHub. So in order to do that, GitHub only gives some commands. So if you follow those commands, we can directly push the code into this GitHub repository. So first we'll go into the git bash, and we'll see git remote -v. Yeah, we didn't get anything. So now we can use this command, and we can push the code. First we need to mention this thing, git remote add origin, because we are adding this remote repository for the first time. So we need to use this git remote and also the link of our repository, and use the command. So afterwards we need to use this command, git branch -m main. And the last thing is we are pushing that into the repository, origin repository, which is there in GitHub. Git push -u origin main. It takes some time. Yeah, it is perfectly push the code into our GitHub repository. Now we can check here, we can refresh that, and we can check the code. Yeah, after refreshing, we got our 3 files: base.html, getbase.html, and also index.html. And also you can observe here, we have created this secret key.txt and also gitignore, but those are not available in the GitHub repository because you have included them in gitignore file, right? So that's the reason they are not available here. So that's about here. That's about pushing the code into Git repository, and also like if we make some changes, let it be anything, part 3, it's okay. Now we'll save this, and we'll commit it. Git status. Okay. Git commit modified now after pushing. Just to use push command, that's it. We are making changes just to use push command now, because we have already initiated that origin before. We'll use push command now. You see the status, it's okay, everything is clean. Now we'll use git push. Now we are not using any words like remote origin and all, because we have already done that before. So now we are just using git push. This push the code into our repository, makes this changes available in our GitHub repository. We'll check that as well. We have made the changes in git basic.html, right? We'll see in that. They have made that part 3. So yeah, this is available here. That's it. So that's about git push command. And now, if you want to collaborate our project with other people as well, we can add them as collaborators to our Git repository, so that they'll have access to our repository, because we have made this repository as private and that is not available publicly. So if we add some persons, like if we want to add people to collaborate to our project, we can add them to our GitHub repository. In the settings, go to settings in order to add people to your GitHub. Manage access. Yeah, here in manage access, you can invite a collaborator.
Like after clicking on this, I think a mail will be sent to the collaborators mail, saying that they have invited as collaborators to our GitHub repository, so that they can make changes to our GitHub repository, and they can add any files, and they can do any work which we do regularly, like which we do. They have complete access to our GitHub repository. They can make any changes. So this is about collaboration, code collaboration. In this way, different people can collaborate on a single project. We'll go to our code. Yeah. So now, if you want to, if this file is doesn't exist in our system, if you want to get this file into our system, like we can clone this file by using git clone command, and you need to copy this URL, copy, and we'll use. Okay, I'll go and I'll use command prompt. Cd desktop. Yeah. Now here we are using git clone command so that we can clone that repository into our personal system. Yeah. So use this command git clone, and also paste the URL here. It is cloning. Yeah. So successfully we have cloned this GitHub, this repository into our system. Now we'll open that in our system, VS Code. Sorry. Yeah, wait. We need to close this file. This is a file which have which is already exists. Wait. This folder. Now we have here we have cloned that file in desktop. So it should be available on the desktop itself. So we'll open from the desktop. We'll go to the desktop and we'll see git basics. Yeah, git basic tutorial. It will be named as git basic tutorial because wait, I guess I have selected git open file. Okay. So now here git basics tutorial. Open this folder. So in this way, you can have access to the files by using clone command. You can have a copy of that repository in your particular in your own local system. So this is about git clone command. That's it. Thank you.